Thanks for tuning in to Campaigns of the Plains channel. Catch new material every Friday on YouTube and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Now, on with the show.
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 16 of Campaigns of the Plains, season 2. Yeah, we're back again. Imagine that. Anyway.
We're wearing the same clothes as last time because we coordinate well. I need the charger.
Anyway. So yeah, if you guys didn't already know, we release episodes on our YouTube channel every Friday. Also, we have new episodes of our podcast every Wednesday. So get those where you can and where you do get your podcasts. So, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere else, really, Anchor, wherever you want to do it. But yeah. Besides that, who wants to recap what happened last time?
Well, the title of my notes is called Becky's Hard Snake.
Indeed it is.
My first note is Spurt.
Spurt?
Which is a group of Marlboros. Becky's Hard Snake. Spurt.
Oh. Oh.
Also, we're in danger. We're in danger. And then, damn it, what was last episode? My next thing I wrote down was, I can't give birth as a bonus action.
Oh, shit. Yes, indeed, the Marble did give birth as a bonus action.
And then I wrote Marble with an exclamation point and an underline. And then large snake from Becky. But for some reason, Becky did not deserve to have a capital B in her name.
Oh,
fuck Becky. What did Becky do with that?
I'll draw, the grammar and draw 2 lines under it, fix this.
But you won't.
I won't. Whip is now hard.
Mm.
The snake, as you know by the title, is also hard at this time in the story. If you guys have ever played Final Fantasy, and you know what a Marlboro is and what it does and how fucked we really were. And then then Poppy popped, and then Elliot summoned a green-haired lady with a dragon friend and asked her to cause so much violence. And she did. And then she asked her to cause maximum damage. And then she summoned a comet, and...
Yeah, thanks.
Marquise is not dead, but he was almost dead. That's what I got. That's what I got.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty much the fight.
It was 3 hours.
Yeah, that whole episode was just us in combat, and I was stressed the whole time.
And Marquise was stressed. He had to drink through his mask.
He had to drink some wine through his mask. It was interesting. It was...
It's okay, he installed a straw.
Yeah.
It just looked like a hummingbird tongue coming out of the tip of
Oh, Jesus.
of the mask.
I have a bad image in my head now, but please stop.
It looks good to me.
Yep. Anyway.
I need that fan art. Somebody watching us, please.
Oh, God, no. But yeah, that was pretty much the fight. So there was a couple of important details that did happen. Din caught a seedling. So she has now a seedling minion. Also, let's see if any of you write from the comments on who you thought the summon was that Ellie accidentally summoned. Who did you think it was, Ellie?
I don't remember what her name is, but it starts with an R.
Radia,
that's what it was from Final Fantasy IV.
Yes, with the Mist Dragon. So that is exactly who you summoned.
Are we gonna start having the commercial break, name that summon, and then we come back?
It's Pikachu. It's Radia.
It's Radia.
Fuck. That'd be great. Okay.
Radia's 12, right?
No, she gets the time boost. She is 12.
She's 12 and then she comes back as an adult.
Yeah.
Spoilers, but this game is 30 years old, guys.
yeah.
24. I don't fucking
Anyway,
That hurts. That hurts a little bit. Just 30 years. That hurts a little bit. A little bit. But
Well,
also, like,
probably like
but yes, there's a time skip
Seven.
because she goes to the Eidolon area and she trains with them, and time is weird there, so there's a time skip for her.
That's just a pedophile skip. Let's call that. That's just what it is. But like,
She's 16 by the time she comes back.
still not legal.
Still not legal
Still
in
not
our
legal.
world.
What I
No.
do remember as a tiny little man, little 8-year-old, loving radio.
Oh yeah, no,
Green hair.
she was cool when she came back.
She was cool before she came back.
I don't know
Shut
what
up.
I mean.
She was cool. Summoners, man, I want to be a summoner.
well, after what Ellie accidentally caused to all of her friends, she might be willing to give you that horn.
Oh,
Just
You're the summoner now. Papa, you follow his command.
don't make promises.
Fucking done.
but yeah, Din managed the killing blow, breaking her limit and destroying the Marlborough. Afterwards, the cloaked man gave you all a clap and said he would be back with maybe something a little more vile next time. At that point, Asher's armor gave off a mirage of a figure who may have been in the same armor as himself. Let's see.
That was a week ago. I now remember.
Who did you guys think it was? Asher, did you, or Eric at least have a... You signed it? You can just say it.
Kane. I assume it's Kane and or Cecil.
It's, yeah.
Cecil?
Cecil?
Cecil.
Oh, sorry. I grew up in the 90s. I
Yeah,
was Cecil.
yeah. Canonically, it's Cecil.
He was so cool.
It's also Titus.
Cecil was so cool.
It's actually Titus.
I know, and I.
It's awful. Ugh.
So here, side note. Those yellow things that people write around that are birds. What do you call them?
Chocobos?
As a child, until I was about 18, we called them kookaboos.
Oh!
Because that's what so you when you just as a child, you just
Sound things out?
yeah, and then also people who are older than you tell you what things are.
Mm-hmm.
My older cousin, who's 4 years old, they're like, yeah, they're kookaboos. Kookaboos. And I was like, yeah, that sounds exactly right. Because Hooked on Phonics did not work for me. So I remember being 18 or 19 and talking to my college roommate and oh yeah, I love kookaboos. And he's like, chocobos? And I was like, no, kookaboos. And he's like, no, they're called chocobos. And I was like, clearly you're an idiot. So they had voice acting and they called them chocobos. And I haven't been the same since. So kookaboos. I do prefer kookaboos. Is
It
that
sounds
weird?
like a chocolate.
Yeah, it sounds
thing.
tasty, doesn't it?
It sounds like
it sounds like you're saying you're getting ready to kookaburra.
yeah.
Oh,
Which is also a bird, which
Mhm.
makes sense that there's large yellow birds.
I'd be scared of a giant two-legged kookaburra, though.
but I would also be scared of a large
Yellow bird.
chocobo.
Yeah, that's fair. Big
So
old
kookaboo.
Big bird.
Right, so did we get a long rest or are we still in danger?
You were
Can
doing
we
a
level up, please? I hurt my friends for this.
If I level up, I can do fun things.
You were doing a short rest, so you do get to spend some hit points, hit die if you would like. Anything else?
I remember that weeks ago, and I don't know how to do things.
Oh shit!
what?
I miss when we were higher level because I just don't do things well.
Short
And-
rest. What do I get? A D8. Okay. Okay. Where's my bard for Song of Rest?
Oh, banana.
All right, I'm almost max health now.
What? Is that a number? Can you read that, Christian? I can't. That's a
This is a 5.
Why do you yell things at me?
Fuck, man.
So, is there anything else you guys would like to do in this time frame?
I'd like to level up.
I'd like you to be level 12.
No, I would like.
Oh my god, I pressed the wrong but I'm just dying.
I would like to. Ellie is going to mother hen Marquise the entire time we're taking a short rest. Like, she's gonna, like, look at his arms and make sure he's not dying anymore.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Okay. Medicine. 11.
Right.
Clearly, he has taken a lot of damage, and some of it is your fault.
Marquise.
Actually,
I just push him. Like, you need to lay down and rest, okay? I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do to make it up to you?
you can never do that again.
Okay. Do you want my summoner horn?
No, I
Okay.
really don't.
But I'm afraid of it.
Well, Poppy hasn't tried to kill us yet. You need it for...
I can't be a good summoner if all I can summon is Poppy. What if she turns against us next?
Just this image of Poppy going at you. Flashes across your mind.
She's so sweet, I don't want to corrupt her. Do you think that I'm corrupted?
I have no idea how... I don't know where to even start with something like that.
I need to send the marble. I go and dance on its bloody corpse. Slang. Well, not on it, but, nearby.
Did anybody want to do anything with the marble corpse before it turns into a giant firefly?
Juices? Yeah, do you want any of his toxins?
Yeah, I'm gonna collect some shit.
Oh, don't get up. I'll do it. I don't want you to injure yourself. No, you're...
I'm fine.
Look, you look
I've died
awful.
before, I'm fine.
But that
I know
doesn't mean
what
you
it's
should die again. Just sit down. Can't you see how pasty he is?
All you can see is brown leather. So pasty.
He sounds like he is in a lot of pain. Can't you hear it in his voice? Look at Whip is gone. Whip's not gone. Whip's
Yes,
just...
extreme heat might fix that. Anyway,
What?
I'm gonna go... Yeah, I'll go with that.
We'll say you have time for about 3 different harvests from this creature, so go ahead and roll me 3 different survival checks.
While I'm dancing in the background, I'm prepping my dance. I'm just doing my stretches. You gotta stretch before you dance.
Natural 20?
Hamstring.
Nice.
Natural 1. Fuck you.
So nothing on the second one.
Survival?
Mm-hmm.
9.
9. So you managed to get 1 vial with the 9. 1 vial of marble toxin.
We need to have like a whole separate page for vials.
And then you get quite a few good things with the natural 20. So you
How do you
managed...
spell what?
Marble?
Just like the cigarette brand.
That's
Hey, non-spawn.
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 Smoking is bad.
Also,
No,
yes.
that's bad. Unless you pay us, then bad.
I don't think you can be sponsored by cigarette companies anymore.
Can you? Can
I
you?
think you should be.
I don't think you can anymore. I don't think they're allowed to anymore.
I'm not understanding the internet. It's 1997 in my head.
Yeah, NASCAR's still sponsored by Winston.
Oh, can Mountain Dew sponsor us?
Yeah.
That's like, to me, so that's NASCAR, because I've seen movies
We're not really gaming enough. They sponsor video games.
Yeah, they do now. It's changed.
Okay, fine.
They do a lot of outdoor sports things, too, which is weird.
I mean,
I mean mountains.
I mean,
Okay, fish.
Anyway, what's my
Okay,
net 20
fish
getting?
kids.
Anyway.
Fish sticks.
Fish sticks.
What's my...
love fish sticks here.
What's my...
This shit sounds amazing.
I got some upstairs.
Some Fleischer.
Okay, hey.
Yeah, anyway, so I got like a
It's
lot
like
of shit
herding
cut.
cats.
Yeah, so with the natural 20, you managed to harvest the Marvel's toxin bladder.
Oh, cool. I closed my notepad. Thanks.
Along with
Hold on, what was the first thing?
Marble toxin bladder.
I just keep skipping that A. Okay.
Along with 5 marble tentacles.
Marquise, those are a little big. Where are you going to put them?
You don't want to know.
Well, I was going to
Could
offer
you
my
hold it
bag
for
of
me?
holding.
Little hat there. You can just stick it where in the void where it's.
Oh yes, here's the Marlboro tentacle.
Nice.
Marquise, you can put them in my bag of holding. I have a bag of holding. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can put them in this bag, but it doesn't. I don't think it'll keep them fresh.
You look at the bladder, and the bladder has this like green ooze around it, and
No,
the
I don't-
tendrils have
no.
this green
You
ooze.
keep it. I don't want it.
Just wrap it.
No,
Just wrap it. It'll be
No.
fine.
I refuse.
No,
I
that's-
I don't care if I did almost make you dead. That's not going in here. That's disgusting.
You owe me.
Not this.
Oh.
Never this. I would do anything for a friend.
Where are you keeping that bag holding?
But I won't do this.
Why am I keeping it there? Where are you keeping it? You're just... Yeah, okay. I was just making sure.
She doesn't have any pockets on her dress. It's got slits up to the hips. There's not much room in the boobs either, but just,
Just tuck it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've seen TikTok videos. You can fit a lot of things underneath some boobs.
So you managed to do some harvesting on the marble. You start to dance then.
You better go way over there.
Don't kill him and then send him.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Just
I mean, great.
way.
You might get your level up.
Oh, wait, come back.
I'll help her.
I don't need you accidentally summoning me
Yeah,
just to.
I know. Go over there.
I assume the sending is just the Macarena.
Huh?
Over to Whip, remembering this this other thing
Yeah.
that I forgot what it was from last week, because it was last week that I heard or remembered from this book. What was it?
It's called a golden needle.
Ah, that's right. Golden pointy thing. Okay.
The golden snitch.
Do I get one of those?
So you can make some of those. You've already studied this formula, so you have time to make some.
Cool. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have it on my thing.
Oh, okay. So a golden needle will remove petrification.
Oh, that's useful.
What happens if he's ever petrified? Hopefully he has.
Then he's fucked.
Hopefully he gives them one of them to you because everything on his person turns to stone as well, so...
Right.
Just in case, hang on to this.
Is this
Stick it
like
in
a
your-
Do you like the idea of Ellie
prepared,
having
or
this
is this
bag
like one
that
that
we
I
could put
prepared
lots of
beforehand?
things in, and she just
You would have time during your short rest to be able to prepare some.
She's like his number one fan now.
Well, yeah, I'll I don't know how many I can make, but
In the hour, you can probably make 3.
oh well, yeah, that's quite a bit. I will do that then.
Okay. Yeah, you make 3 golden needles. I don't know if anybody ever actually finally gave it to you, but there was an alchemist set, travel set.
Yes, he did.
Okay, just making sure that you actually did receive it. So, yeah, that's why you're able to make 3 in this short amount of time.
Oh, okay.
Frame and on the go. So you've got everything that you need basically from your lab here on the go with this travel
This
kit.
is going to be great.
So yeah, you're able to make 3 golden needles.
Okay.
So you guys see as Marquise whips out this small alchemical set and gets to brewing in front of Whip, and he mixes some liquids together, and you see as he drops just these little flakes of gold into it, and like reaches into it, and then pulls out like a decently long needle, probably about that long. Of just pure gold as he does that 2 more times until all of the clear liquids that were in the container are gone. Like he pulls liquid into a solid, basically, into these tiny little needles.
I stab Whip.
Then you see him just take one of these needles and just bam, jab it right into Whip. And as he does, the gold begins to melt into Whip, and then Whip starts to move again. But Whip was down, so as soon as the petrification goes down, he slumps over.
Pick it up.
Pick it
My
up.
baby now.
It's your baby. Are you returning it then to
Yeah, I'll
his,
return.
after you cuddle its unconscious body for a bit?
Thank you.
I'm glad that worked, actually.
Becky comes running up and, Marquis, can you help me too?
What?
My pet. You helped her? Can you help my pet? Please.
Are you sure it works the same way? I mean, I can try, but...
Please try.
Okay, I'll go up to this giant coiled stone snake, and I'm going to stab it.
All right. So you are able to find any kind of purchase you want. You stab this needle into it. It takes a little while longer, but eventually the gold spreads throughout. And the snake, because it was in the middle of this constriction, immediately goes back to constricting, and then it looks around and looks for Becky and is like, "The hell just happened?"
Toby. Aww.
Toby?
Marquis. Stand up on my tippy toes and give him a little peck on the side of the...
All right.
And then I go to petting my snake. And, oh, Tobias, you are so brave. And then I'll return him to staff form so he can heal him.
All right.
Everybody gets a pet.
Is there... I took a break that you guys don't know. I took a break because I pyramid. Is there a reason why your snake name is Tobias?
No.
Oh, okay.
Toby is just a really cute name.
That was the name of my cats growing up. We had Toby.
Oh.
He died, and so then we had Toby 2's Their Revenge. And he lasted for a while, for 10 to 15 years. So I really like that name, but I just didn't know why we called it Toby. I'm now going to drink this water.
Okay.
This is an energy drink. This is a bad idea. I have to work in 4 hours.
All right.
Episode 15.
I'm glad that you are all happy about your animal creatures. I'm just glad that the experiment worked. Thanks for letting me test that out.
Yeah, definitely the first time you've used a golden needle, so...
I mean, the math was there, but you never know. Sometimes things just die.
You were a little bit worried on Whip because it just went flunk afterwards, and you were like, oh.
You might want to check that.
All right. Milos, is there anything that you want to do during this time?
Well, I would take a short rest.
Sure.
Heal up a little bit. I know we were kind of in a decrepit town. Are there any buildings nearby that look like they might have of anything of interest?
Not really. Most of the buildings are pretty much gone at this point, except for the museum. It seems to be the only one that had withstood some test of time. So, yeah, all the other buildings down here are gone to a point where there's probably a quarter left of their walls or floors or ceilings. So,
Asher, did we find what you needed for your mother?
I think so.
Should we go back and help? Because I don't want to be down here.
Let's get back to it. This is weird. Listen.
I agree. And I'm going to have nightmares of this place.
Same.
Marquis, do you need help getting back up?
Getting up where?
I can assist you in walking if you need.
I've been walking around all my life.
You might harm yourself more.
She feels bad.
No, she definitely almost did it again. It certainly did actually happen. I was there.
Her ears just start drooping because she can hear you guys. She's got really good
Oh,
hearing.
sorry.
I'm really sorry. I just don't know how to control my summons yet, except for Poppy. But I don't even know if I can control Poppy because she's caused a lot of violence too.
So, a couple things.
Yeah.
First, during my looking around at some of the buildings, I want to take note of the local fauna and such, the giant mushroom things, since I've probably never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Also, when Ellie is talking about this, I would approach her and like come up behind her, like try to rub her back a bit, try to soothe her, and say the powers that are within us are sometimes scary. Sometimes you don't know how they work, but you're never given something that you're not able to control with that. It's a common misconception that just because you have the power doesn't mean you never control it, but it's fairly common starting out with specifically geomancy. You find a lot of people who can't specifically purchase with the earth or purchase with fire, and they have difficulties working with the elements, but over time it becomes easier, and I'm sure you'll find the same thing.
Have you almost accidentally murdered your friends before with geomancy?
Of course, it happens to all of us.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better, and I give Milos a really big hug.
And I will reciprocate and like stroke your hair and like try and be as calming as possible.
All right. Takes the attention off you for a couple of seconds at least, Marquise. So.
Yeah, no, Milos is a great
Weird.
So yeah, are you guys then heading towards the exit that you came in from?
Yes. Yes?
Unless you're doing anything else down here.
No, get the fuck out of here.
All right. So you guys head back up the spiral staircase. Takes you a good 20, 30 minutes to get to the top of the staircase. And you see, again, that familiar visage of the dilapidated church. And up at the altar, you see the familiar red door, which you have a key to, Asher. Are you guys going in? Okay.
Is there just like a floating?
Yep.
Put the key in.
So you walk in, and again, you're in your mother's atelier. And you see all the implements around that she uses to make materia. And you see her floating in that same green bubble of energy, unconscious, with more of that corruption dripping out through the bottom.
He'd probably walk up with the bracer with the materia, because that's what he found down there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the moonstone bracer with the materia.
See if he could kind of embrace the bubble and see what happens.
So your hand without the bracer does not penetrate the bubble. However, your other hand with the bracer does go through, and you almost feel like a pull from the bracer, like it's trying to like leave you and head towards her, but it's attached to you, obviously.
Is it pulled through, or what is that?
It's like trying to pull off your wrist almost, like towards her, like.
I would imagine he would probably like try to hold it on.
Okay.
Like that's imagine the reaction he would have.
Okay.
And just try to like
touch her.
I would assume he's trying to pull her out of this. What I imagine is like an embryonic sac floating, and he's trying to pull her out of there with that bracer. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I get it. You only have that one hand to kind of work with too. But as you do that, the bracer, you're trying to hold onto that bracer, and it like detaches itself from you and like hurls itself towards her, and attaches to her wrist. And as it does, you see as there is this giant green glow from her, and you see on the floor now these runes on the floor that are all coming up in front of the work table in front of her. They start to glow green, and you see as she comes back to consciousness, and there's this green glow from her eyes and her mouth, and all of a sudden it just explodes, kind of pushes you guys back just a little bit. And then as the green light starts to fade, what?
I die again.
Bye, Marquise.
Marquise,
more experience for Asher. Anyway, yeah, it kind of pushes you guys back, and you kind of have to shield your eyes a little bit. But when the glow finally comes down, you see after many long years your mother's standing there in front of you, like she hasn't aged a day. And she just smiles at you and she says, I knew you'd hear the word.
I think he would just run up to her and like embrace her.
Sorry. You're tall, she's taller. So
yeah, it's just like he grabs her waist and just like leans into her and you just like see his face is wet and I've thought about you since I was 10. Why did you leave me? I miss you every day. I'm nothing without you. I love you so much.
And I would say that your head kind of comes up to just under her chin with the difference in height, and she pulls back and off your helmet and drops it, and then kind of runs her hands through your hair and kisses the top of your forehead, and she says, I think you've grown into quite an honorable man. You're much, much more than me. And she looks down at the bracer that you brought her, and she says, you've heard the word. You made your own without any kind of help from me. I'm so proud of you.
So much.
And she grips you tight, and then she looks at each and every one of you during this moment, and she just whispers the word thank you to all of you.
My mother was worried about you.
Who's your mother?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know her.
Who the fuck am I?
Who the hell's my mom?
Who am I?
Your mother's name is River.
River? His ear. Oh. I suck. I can't hear out of this ear. Who's that? River?
No, I thought
Oh, yeah.
Asher's mom was Steven.
Not Asher.
River.
Elspeth.
Elsa's mom is River.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine is a tree. Hers is a water.
My mother's name is River.
And at that acknowledgement, she kind of looks you over and is like, you do look like her a little bit, but more like your father.
Oh, thank you. I saw him. Well, I went to the farm.
Oh, makes sense.
I also really like your son. He's a great person. He's been very helpful.
I'm sure he has been. The entire time she hasn't released him from the hug.
My mother sent us to come find you.
Is she okay?
Yes, she needed to rest. She was injured and very harmed, but I think that she is healing now.
We should check in on her.
Okay, I'm very ready to leave this place.
As am I. It's a pleasure to meet you all, by the way. My name is Juniper.
It's a pleasure, Juniper.
I'm sure I'll catch your names later.
Oh, Asher.
Very nice to meet you.
Yes.
You're supposed to introduce your friends. It's the polite thing to do.
None of you are my friends, but these are people I fight with. You're gonna be a gift. You're not my friend.
She kind of looks at you sternly and is like, Asher, be polite.
I helped you get that armor.
She did find this armor.
That is an interesting armor.
It seems to help.
It's also very dark energy.
I've seen worse.
So, experience worse.
Oh.
And this is Marquise. He's famous. He has a whole book series written about him. I only bought copies for Mother, but I'm sure that she would let you borrow them.
If you loved me, you would have bought 3 copies, right?
I didn't know we would run into your mother.
And she says, well, it's a pleasure to meet someone so famous.
And Milos is a prince.
And a prince.
And Becky is Becky.
Charm.
Hello, Becky.
Din is my first friend. Well, my second friend.
Hello, Din.
Hi.
Well, I'm sure you all would like to leave.
Very much.
It is already very late. We're a ways away from your home. Would you like to stay here for the evening?
Is it safe? There was a marble in the basement.
Oh.
Don't worry, we killed it. Din killed it. And I killed Marquise. It wasn't on purpose.
Okay. Yes, this is my atelier, so I control what's inside of it. So you're very safe here as long as someone doesn't dispel my magic from outside.
Father always told me not to come here because it was dangerous.
This area is dangerous, it is true, but mostly because of the creatures in the woods.
Like Whip.
There probably are some whips in the wood.
No, Whip.
Whip's sleeping right now.
Yeah. the vine monster.
Yochu?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've named him Whip.
Oh, okay.
He's our friend.
Okay. That's interesting.
Oh, Jin has lots of friends.
Well, please, don't let them roam in here.
And Becky has a very large snake friend.
Becky's snake is huge.
My summons hurt people.
You're a summoner, just like your father.
Yes, but I don't want to be anymore. I almost killed Marquise.
Sounds like you have some practice to do with your summons.
Girl, just embrace it. Like, your summons are badass.
You wouldn't be saying that if it almost killed you.
Look, yeah, that's true. So, whatever.
Well,
Anyway, how
let's get you some rest and some food for this evening. She heads back to a door behind her that wasn't there when you came in, and she opens it up, and it reveals a hallway into what looks to be a large dining room, and you actually see a number of these part leafy, part fairy-looking creatures carrying plates and silverware to this long wooden bench-style table.
What kind of magic is this?
This is green magic, my dear. This is materia magic.
Can you do this, Asher?
You will be able to one day.
You
Keep
can do
saying.
anything. You're amazing. Maybe there'll be books written about you, too. I'll buy them.
I'm no Marquise.
But you're so handsome.
If
you
masks could blush.
You have the best face for the cover of a
I
book.
could model for. They do call me that.
I just imagine like a comic version of Marquise's travels, but it's actually just modeled by Asher.
She just has a mask on.
Yeah.
A mask and abs.
Yeah.
Wind blowing.
Oh, but there is a model on Marquise's book. It's very scandalous.
You don't say.
There's no model. That's not canon.
It's fan art.
I mean, there might be.
You've just drawn it yourself.
I think that one of the books that I bought was a used copy because there were some scandalous photos.
Do some of the pages stick together?
No. No. It's just like little portrait photos just inserted in the books.
We all know what that means, right?
Yeah, we all get it.
Honestly, I think that he's got a lot more fans than he thinks he does.
We have to carry home.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Wednesday night is weather night.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh,
Eric's letting
man.
out all of his helium.
Okay. But yes, so she beckons you to sit at the table with her as these creatures begin to bring full plates of food to the table itself. So you guys get a full meal. Whenever you remove a cloche from an item that's set in front of you, it seems to be the most favorite food that your character would have. For some reason, it's just the thing that you've been craving. If you've been homesick, it's that. If you have a favorite food, it's that. Favorite drink, it's exactly what you wanted.
fucking taco bell?
I mean, tacos are a thing. Sure, why not?
Can I take out like all my pets and buy one and just let them chill? Wait, she said not to let them.
She said not to let them roam.
Don't care.
You don't care?
Just let them out.
Oh.
Free.
Okay. It's gonna take a little more time for Whip to recover, though. So, he probably would just stay in his bubble. But Dirk and Pike, they can come out and have some meat chunk with you.
Miss Juniper.
Huh? Yes, your seedling can come out too. It is a tiny creature, so yeah, you could hold it in your arms like it's a baby.
Can you raise it to be a bigger? Can you raise it to be bigger? Will it grow up?
It's like to go Pokemon style. It's like when
Will it evolve? Will it grow up?
will it evolve? Mega Marble? No. Like when Misty used to carry around Togepi.
His baby.
Is a baby.
His flail.
Huh? Flail?
Will it grow up? Will it grow up? Will it get bigger?
Who knows?
Hopefully.
Miss Juniper.
Yes.
Marquise is too shy to ask, but he doesn't like eating in front of people. Do you have a closet or a room that he can go and be by himself?
You don't need to. It's fine.
Well, you've got a very rare steak sitting in front of you, and I can just see the drool pulling out of it.
It's fine.
He already has a straw in his beak.
He almost died today. I think that he deserves to eat too.
It's like when you watch certain Japanese videos and his face just gets blurred when he takes a bite under the mask in this space, so you get pixelated. Fan art of that.
Why is Marquise's face censored? What?
Illusionary magic.
Yep.
We can give you a privacy shield.
All that we're in.
It's tall enough for her to be able to like reach a hand up, so we're looking probably at like 8 feet.
Okay. I mean, like dimensions,
Long wise, it's probably gonna be close to, I'd say, 16 feet. Just in length of the table itself, and then yeah, probably about 8 feet tall.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I could pull out my snake and not like smother the entire room. So.
I mean, as long as he's wrapped around the table. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll pull out my pet too, and just fills up the room, and I'll pass him some suckling pigs to devour. And
Poppy can't eat, but she should at least be able to join us.
Do you have enough summons today to summon Poppy?
Yeah, I have one left because Poppy was already summoned.
Okay.
Poppy is the only summon I can get to just hang out.
So you're re-summoning Poppy?
Yes.
Okay. And she pops into existence with a twirl and a flash of light. And Marquise is like, oh god, no! Oh.
Poppy, get him, Poppy.
She does that thing like all small dogs do instead of cats, where she does the, like, gonna get you. She comes across the table and, like, hisses at you.
Don't hurt my Poppy.
Fucking cool.
Yes.
As we're eating, I want to gesture towards the room we were just in, and talking to Juniper, say, what was that thing, something on the table in there? What was that?
That's, those are the ley lines that I use to, be able to make materia. They are centered in this dimension. However, I have an anchor point at meetings of the life stream, so I can draw upon its power wherever and whenever I feel like.
But you said this was your building?
My atelier.
Does that mean the things in the chests and crates are yours too?
No, just the things inside this space. This is a different space, my dear.
Oh, I meant the outside building.
No, just the inside is mine.
Oh, good. I was just worried we stole from Asher's mom.
That's fair. It's good to ask.
Din told me that it's not theft if they're dead, but Asher's mom isn't dead, so I would want to return things if we stole her things.
I think the term grave robber would contradict that.
Din! He told me it's not stealing if they're dead!
I don't think I'm the one who.
I think that was Becky.
That is very
Well, somebody lied to me.
Put in the comments who lied to her.
I committed theft on your honor.
Wasn't there like an unfinished materia or something on her workbench?
That's the
I
one that
think
you
I
took,
think
Asher finished, and placed in the bracelets,
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
which is now upon.
Do I have time while this is happening to like focus on that, or
So she is wearing it now. So she has that.
what a bitch?
I made
Mom.
that.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck you, Mom. You take everything. Sorry for everything in episode 16. I made a pyramid. It's okay. It happened last week. So
She, once you mention the unfinished material, she says, yes, I was almost done with it. It is a materia for removing the corruption from one's body. So magically it should be able to remove corruption. I almost had it finished. However, I see that Asher has finished it and placed it, so he's come a very long way on his own.
Does it only remove corruption from people?
Well, from a living being. That's how spells work.
Okay. Could you make one of those that removed corruption from an Aeon?
Well, my dear, Aeons are a different, they're a different breed of creature. They are both living and non-living. They're both in our dimension and not. They are in between spirits. They work
Don't look at me.
a little differently.
How do you know I'm looking at you?
I can see you looking. Your entire face is in my direction.
I can't see you looking at me. You wear a mask.
I was just thinking about that one scene in chapter 5.
No.
So, removing corruption from an Aeon would be the work of a summoner.
Oh, I don't want to do She starts worrying again.
I would like some time to study this and make sure that it works, but I wouldn't even begin to fathom or know how to remove corruption from an Aeon. Have you seen this?
What would you do
Yeah.
to prevent the corruption of another Aeon? Ruda, yes.
So you're saying the corruptor is going to target Garuda next?
Did you know that he targeted Titan?
Titan.
I did not know this.
Oh, well, Titan is dead. Well, Titan was well. Titan died, was corrupted, and then died because we killed him. And then Reese is Titan. We don't know who Reese is. Reese is my friend.
She looks awfully confused as to how an Aeon could die.
You've been kind of out of the loop too because you've been in that, and you were in that sack of green liquid. The Grand Maester is also dead.
And, like, her face just, like, her expression kind of drops. She's like, oh, this is troubling news.
Yeah, I think we did it.
There's some shit going down.
You didn't, though, did you?
No. The person who
Moving
thinks...
cleaner if I did.
The one person I think in the whole capital that doesn't think that we did told us to figure out who did. Well, Marquise. It's going to be his next best book.
Okay.
And so before we didn't beat the Grand Maester. I'm telling you all this because you're Asher's mom, and my mom made me tell. So I just imagine that you should know too, since you're my father's guardians.
Once.
But
Long time ago.
the Grand Maester told us Garuda would might be the next target.
And she kind of looks down at the bracer and over to you, Asher, and she says, well, I would like to study the corruption more, as terrible as that sounds, so that I can ensure that this material would work. Would you mind if I join you? It seems like you might run into the corruptor again, assuming you're headed towards Garuda's temple then.
Yes, after we go back and check on mom.
I would like to accompany you then, if that is okay.
Oh, it'd be so fun to have Asher's mom with us.
I think your mom would love to meet you.
Our moms know each other.
See them again.
Oh, yes. Isn't it so interesting that we met each other and found out our moms know each other?
It's very bizarre. Who would have thought?
I don't know, it's so strange.
Are they not the same people? Would that not make sense?
I don't know. I've never met any other Viera until I met Asher.
Her mother and I are from different tribes, so...
We're racist.
Yes.
People are the same, know each other.
Your tribes don't communicate?
No.
You know
I've
everyone
never
that
met
wears a
anyone
mask
in our
that looks
tribe.
like a bird.
I again have never met another
You can
Viera.
barely keep
So
two eyes open. I'm going to play like this all night. Marzi, the second episode of the next hour so long.
I think you mean of the next week.
Yeah, why isn't everything so difficult?
But yes, she says, we were from different tribes. Her father met me long ago and asked me to be a guardian, and I said yes. We traveled, and after our adventures, they decided to settle down, her mother and father, and I decided to go to the city. And that's where I met Asher's father.
I didn't get to meet Asher's father. He didn't take us to his shop. But we did cause a big scene outside of it.
Perhaps the next time you're in the city, we'll go see him.
Oh, we can't go back to the city. They think we committed murder.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't. We were there.
Did we?
I mean, technically we killed Titan, but then we realived him with Reese.
That's just a wash.
And Juniper's like, I still don't understand.
Reese ate all of the fireflies and then jumped into the crystal. He was a summoner too.
It just, like, it seems to make no sense in her mind. She has no knowledge of this. Not, like, anybody who isn't super high ranking in the church, no knowledge of this. Would just, like, blow their mind.
Well,
And you're dropping this on her.
you know what? Mom had the same face, actually. She looked very confused. Well, you know what? It's okay, we fixed it.
I hope so.
But we didn't permanently fix it.
Okay.
And if Garuda is permanently corrupted, then we're in a lot of danger.
I would say so.
Like, catastrophic danger. I'm smiling while I'm saying this, and I'm holding my ears like this.
Like, playing with them, like...
Yeah.
And she says, well, this is a lot to take in, so why don't we finish our meal, and then, there should be a room for each of you down the hallway.
There's not ghosts, right?
Ghosts.
Mother Matoya had ghosts in her house.
And at the name of Mother Matoya, she kind of is like, no.
Our bed floated in the air and spun around in circles. That was the cool part.
No, your beds will be quite stationary, I promise.
That's good.
I mean, I'm not a cool ghost. Maybe just pocket watch.
Our ghost was the maid from hell. She threw our bedding into the fireplace.
I mean, at least it'll keep warm.
It caught on fire. That's not warm. That's in fuego.
Yeah, that's hot. Made it hotter.
I'm sorry. I'm so stressed. I switched to celestial.
Spanish. The D&D Celestial. Alright. But yeah, she just points down the hallway, and there is a doorway with each of your names on it, so you won't get confused.
Are you wondering what your favorite wacky nerds are up to? Search for Campaigns of the Plains on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure to follow and like us to keep up with all our content and news. You might also find exclusive content for fans only. Remember to catch us on YouTube every Friday at noon for a new episode of Campaigns of the Plains.
And as you walk in, it is furnished with trappings of a bedroom maybe from home, or a luxury bed. Whatever your mind first comes to when you enter and you think comfortable.
Legs.
Mm-hmm.
I got my little ducklings following me.
She's
My pets.
the literalist, like the
Bunch of like leathers, like like leather blankets out for you, and a nice hearth in the middle.
You know the big round green bread bed from 14 that is
Mhm.
covered in pillows?
Yep.
And it's all like floral and like woody. That's what her room looks like.
Absolutely.
Like nature vomited and covered in decorative pillows.
All right.
And then there's a bookcase, And all the books, for some reason, are the Marquise books.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over.
Marquise, you get a peek in as she opens the door, and you're like, wait a second, before she closes it.
Jen, do you want me to read to you the next chapter? You don't have to if you don't like it. Or I could give you one of these books and you could read it on your own. I'm gonna chill with my new baby. It is very cute.
It, sticks its tongue out, and it's like slimy and stuff, and it, clears its top lip.
It's very cute.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and describe your rooms. What your character would find the most comfortable. We got these two over here.
Mud huts.
Mud hut and letters.
What in the BDSM?
Not those kind of leathers.
Is this the cubby hole?
I think that tries to slip in with that I don't know. I think in just her headspace, she's not really separated herself from home yet, and so inside it's just this bare kind of something etched into the side of a cliff. There's a mattress on the ground, some threadbare blankets over top of that. Just a simple oil lantern that smells like fish and cat food.
Anybody trailing back even for just a second can hear the sounds of waves crashing against a cliff and gulls in the distance. Milos?
Milos would have, so he would fling his door open and it would just waft of, it would be yellow, like a sand yellow, like either a dark brownish or like a bright yellow, and probably salmon pink walls, with tons of those big beanbag chair type of things, just strewn all about, with big pillows that are maybe silk and fine. Think Aladdin, when he goes into the palace, that type of aesthetic. He probably would have a cheese diffuser or something. Very eccentric stuff that he's probably really accustomed to being living in the castle at the period of time. And he would just throw himself on the pile of pillows and just roll around in them like a cat.
Sure.
100% just get in cozy. And it would definitely just sleep naked. Close the door, but definitely take off all his.
Yeah, this it almost makes you homesick. You've been away for weeks, definitely, and you are missing some of the finer comforts from home. So yeah. What about Marquise?
His room is well, to anyone else who might catch a glimpse, almost might seem nightmarish, because you're saying that it kind of forms to what they find comfortable.
Exactly.
Well, Marquise is obviously conflicted with two personalities at this point. So usually when he's focusing on something, you might see that it looks a lot like a chemistry lab. The bed might just look like a regular cot, just enough to sleep. But things might morph into what looks like a sort of lavish apartment almost, with fine woodworking and an array of what appear to be law books, and maybe some bars and expensive alcohols or whatever along there as well. But they almost seem to just kind of change on their own, and this conflict just continues.
So it doesn't change, but it's it's almost like it's caught between two different thoughts and frozen, so it kind of morphs into one image. So it's got that Spartan-esque lab on portions of it, but even the bed, half of it is lavish and half of it is Spartan, and the alchemy table turns into a bar on one side of it, and there's this wave that cuts the bookshelf from tomes of alchemy into law books. So Yeah, as soon as you open the door, it does solidify into this half and half image for you.
Right.
Asher?
I feel like Asher's room looks like a small room where there's just kind of a, above average bed, fairly comfortable, nothing too crazy. It's clearly his room
From home?
from home. It's part of the shop. Everything's kind of clean, but very precise. Very IKEA in the sense that, like, everything has its space. Like, it's very plain, but not determined, but, like, practical. There's a bed, there's a side table, there's books, there's a window. If you were to walk in, it looks very average, but it's not. It's slightly above average because it's not just nothing. It's just there. It's very homey in that sense.
And along with that, it seems a bit of your childhood pulls through because that picture that you had drawn is nailed to the wall as well. And as you kind of close the door and kind of look around and get comfortable, your mother comes in, knocks on the door first, and kind of lets herself in, and she looks around a little bit, and she says, I haven't seen your room in years.
It hasn't changed much since you left.
Yes, your father probably wouldn't allow you to have too many lavish things in your room.
He's just so practical.
That is one endearing quality of him.
I know he misses you.
I miss him too. There were greater things that called to me, and I hope to go back to be able to see him once we're done with all of this. So, and she looks at the picture and she smiles as she catches sight of it, and she says, do you still have that? Well, you had to get in here.
Show it to her.
So the key actually turns back into the picture, and she takes it, and because even if you went to, like, go to pick this picture up off of the wall, it's like it's part of the wall.
Okay.
But this one, she knew that too, but she's holding this one in her hand, and you can see as a couple of tears start to form in her eyes, and you know that she's generally not one to let her emotions show just like that, because women in the Vera tribes are all very stoic, but you can tell that she missed you and your father through these years, and that it was obviously a very hard choice for her to leave you. I missed you, and I've missed you too.
I was afraid you were gone. I knew you couldn't be. There's parts of me that hated you, believing that you wouldn't leave us unless there was a reason.
Yes. I apologize. I am one with the green word, and if it calls, we must answer. Pretty soon, it'll be your calling, too. That's the dangers of being in our bloodline, unfortunately. She is sitting on the bed next to you, and she puts the picture down to the side, and she takes your hands in hers, and you see a little bit of green light starts to emanate from her hands, and now you can hear that call in your ears more than ever. It's less chaotic than it was down below. Instead of this cacophony of people just talking and talking and talking, it starts that way, but it slowly starts to crescendo into almost a melody of voices as you focus on it with her. And suddenly it becomes one voice. There is almost a cry for pain to end, for respite to come, for help to be needed. And you feel that call draw you almost to action, even though your body is weary from the day. You almost want to get up and start traveling, searching for this voice and what it needs you to do. But she makes you sit, and she says, there's something amiss with the life stream. Souls are not ending up where they should be.
I haven't been able to hear this before. It's like it's calling out for help. How do we help it?
You find the areas that the life stream comes through the strongest, and we listen for what needs to be done. And I have searched for a long time for these voices, and it led me here, and then it led you and the rest of your friends to me. So I feel like the live stream is calling me to follow you.
What can we do? I have no special skills. My friends are needing me. I don't know what we can do to save this.
You'll grow, as did I, when I was your age. So I have no doubt that your powers will come into their own, as will your friends. And I feel that there is a strong calling from the live stream for all of you. Can you hear it? And again, that green energy washes over you, and you hear your name being called out from this melody of voices. You hear Marquise, you hear Milos, you hear Becky, Din, Nelson. Like they're all calling out for all of you.
I can hear our names. It's just calling for us. I just don't know what we can do to help. How can we save this world?
You can save it by doing little things. Don't focus on the large things, because if you try to save the world in one stroke, it's not going to happen. You have to find small victories. And against somebody like the Corruptor, you'll have to take small victories. You'll have to be smart. Use all your resources at hand. We'll talk more on this in the morning room. It's time for you to rest, okay? I'll be just across the hallway, and she starts to, like you were young again, starts the habit of trying to tuck you in, but then she kind of stops and, like, looks at you like you're a grown man now, and, and she says, she looks at the door, makes sure it's closed, and she's like, they won't see anything. And she tucks you in the rest of the way and kisses your head, and she exits the room, slowly looks at you as she closes the door, and you hear her walk across the hallway. So, you guys all get your long rest in.
Yeah, long rest.
And you all level up to level 5.
Level up. Finally, all it took was nighttime snuggles.
All it took was dying again.
Would you say you're born again?
Again?
No, that was that already happened.
Okay. Never mind. It was poor joke in that.
Manage levels. Level 5.
This is the best thing to press is manage levels.
Rolled HP. Let me roll that HP.
I don't know if I'm ready to roll HP.
Let's hear them HP
Last time I
totals.
rolled HP, it was horrible.
Ooh.
4.
4?
You said
Reroll ones.
once.
Yep.
Oh.
Cool.
Ooh.
This
Is this a 10?
What'd you get in?
It's a 2.
A 2. Becky?
7. I rolled a 7.
7. Nice. Milos?
Yeah, 5.
5. Marquise?
I'm trying to remember what I rolled.
Whatever your hit die are.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
What did you just roll the heal? Not to remember.
That was last week, I think. I don't know. Can you see my pyramid?
I don't think we can on
I
that
don't know if you
camera.
can see the pyramid.
8.
That was last week.
Nice.
That was last week, and it was hard.
Ooh, 37 HP.
Oh. Rolled an 8.
8. Nice. Got some good boosts, and I'm sure you guys get some fancy fun abilities at level 5.
Oh. I don't know why you guys keep talking about spells.
I got 3rd level spells. Yeah, I got 3rd level spells.
Yeah, lots of
I leveled up. I still don't get 3rd level spells. How do you guys get 3rd level spells?
Well, you get to attack twice now.
I do get to attack twice.
What is
That's
that?
gotta be
magic?
Very excited about that.
Yeah, right? Magic, what the fuck
When
is
does that magic start?
that? The magic of being able to attack twice.
I'm pretty sure I can. I know I looked at that. It doesn't tell me yet, but maybe Silver Eric will know that I can attack twice.
Alright, so you guys can take your time and level up. We'll just continue with story here so we can get on the road. So you guys all rest so peacefully. You almost don't want to wake, or you feel like you've slept too long in some cases, but very restful. And you wake up to beautiful smells coming from down the hallway. And again, you any of you waking up and coming out to the dining hall, see these covered cloches being delivered by these little creatures flying around. And Juniper is already at the breakfast table, awake, and
Ellie is definitely like the first one.
Okay. Yeah, whenever you open your closure, so underneath is pancakes, of course. Meats, I'm assuming, for Din?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pancakes and fruit. Eggs.
Protein.
Yeah, I would definitely say basket. I would eat a lot of protein and fruits.
Proteins and fruits. No fish for Becky, I'm sure.
No, salted Simpson ketchup.
Oh, okay.
Marquis just stares. He gets delivery in bed.
Asher gets Disney Mouse pancakes.
Yeah. With chocolate chips.
With chocolate chips and whipped cream.
Yeah. Made with love.
Yep.
Oh, I'll take Marquis up his tray so he can actually eat.
Nope, his face just blurs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He can eat at the table right now.
Did you? Yeah. I get to add an additional 4 to my rolls.
Ooh. Oh, that's strong.
Them potions, though.
It has to restore hit points or deals damage of acid, fire, necrotic, and poison.
Nice.
And it's my intelligence modifier that I had to.
Nice. Alright, so, you guys eat breakfast and get ready for the journey. You see Juniper, she gets up a couple of minutes before you guys and goes into the actual atelier room. And as you go to meet her, she seems to have armored herself up a little more than what she had been wearing. She'd just been wearing some simple clothes, but she seems to have produced herself some pretty decent medium armor, very ornate, like she has had this for quite some time. She's now wearing a silver circlet around her forehead with a small blue materia attached to the center of it. And she has the moonstone bracer as well on her wrist. And then she also seems to have a pair of boots with...
the fur?
Were you triggered?
Yeah.
She has a pair of boots with a couple of materia on each of them. So one materia each.
Yeah, that's really cool.
No, she's amazing, isn't she?
I'm glad she wasn't dead.
She seemed to be focusing, like, you see her back, and she seems to be focusing on the enchanting table in front of her. And she is focusing on 2 items that she is finishing up. And you see now, as she had taken your blade, in the middle of the night, and she's making some modifications, or has made some modifications to it. So she has placed a second materia in the second slot of your sword now. So that materia is actually going to allow you, she says, I hope you don't mind, thought you were going with this motif, and she motions towards your armor a little bit.
Just evil. You're just going evil.
Not evil.
It's just a phase, you know?
Yeah. It's just a phase, Mom.
It's just dark.
Asher's gonna get that side slip.
Yeah, it's just like, he starts parting his hair, like, just...
Gonna give him some dark eyeliner.
It's very like Tobey Maguire, like Spider-Man 3.
Yes!
Spider-Man.
But you see now, as she has placed this dark purple materia in the second slot, and this materia is going to allow you to... this here. So this materia is going to allow you to deal an extra D6 of darkness damage. And instead of doubling your die when you crit. You will be able to triple your die.
Holy shit. Which is great, because I only roll 7.
It's okay, I felt that way about being a barbarian last campaign.
Right.
So yeah. She hands that to you. So now your blade has this, like, a little bit of that dark glow, but the blade still is that blue sheen underneath, that blue metal. But you see behind her as she has her own weapon. It is a dual saber. So it is a sword that you can hold in the middle, and it has 2 blades off to either side.
She's just dead.
Huh?
She's just become Darth Maul.
It's like this silvery and green coloration, and each side has 2 materia that you see in it that are both green.
What does the green materia do, Mom?
I'll show you if we get in a fight.
I hope I don't get in a fight, but yes, let's get in a fight.
But yeah, she attaches that to her back via her holster, and then she says, "Are the rest of you ready?"
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you guys leave the atelier, and she focuses on it for a second and closes it, and the door disappears. And you walk out of the church, get back on the path of the treaded ochus that they had kind of knocked over here the day before, and you travel for some time in the forest. The forest seems a little calmer since the last time that you've been here, and you almost feel at ease with Juniper leading the way. Like, she has this innate ability where she is able to take you on shorter paths through the woods.
You're really good at knowing the way. I was guiding them before, but I get distracted easy.
Yes, I've known these woods most of my life, so...
Me too, but I still get lost.
Well, the green word guides me, so...
Oh, Asher, you should listen better.
What's that you say?
But yeah, she leads you, and instead of the rough, like, hour and a half, 2 hours travel that you guys did last time, it only takes you about 45 minutes to reach your home again. And immediately Juniper goes up into... You look like you're wearing one of the Harry Potter, like, first movie witch hats where they were like, are we going old school or are we going modern? We don't know. But yeah, anyway, she immediately rushes up into the treehouse. She's actually the first one up there, followed, I'm sure, shortly by Elspeth. And you see, Elspeth, is your mother has not gotten any better and is actually, like her eyes are kind of sunken from the corruption that she had taken from beforehand, and she just kind of, like, her eyes kind of, oh dear, it's you.
Are you right?
I don't feel well. You see, as she, like, the daybed that she had been put on, she, like, rolls over and, like, retches this purple ooze.
That's not good. Miss Juniper, do you know what the
That's what the material that Asher finished is for. We're going to test it, so...
Okay, well, you better test it right.
We're going to.
I'll summon back green-haired lady.
No. But she says to you, go get me some cold water and a cloth.
Okay.
And Asher, she brings you over to the side, and she focuses on the magic, but she says, I could use your help. She grabs your hand.
Kind of doesn't know what to do, but just kind of follows her lead.
She just kind of grabs your hand, and she draws a little bit of the energy from you, and the rest of you that are up here and watching this, see this green energy start to emanate from Asher and into his mother and through the bracer. And Juniper runs her hands over the forehead of River and then down through the body until she stops at the chest. And then she closes her eyes and focuses, and the materia on the bracelet itself begins to glow bright green, and she focuses, and then all of a sudden her fingers like claw a little bit, and they start pulling up this bubble of this pink corruption. And Marquise, you immediately recognize this is part of the corruption, like you had taken for the vials. And she starts drawing up this very large pool of it. And then this green bubble forms around it, and she just, like, clenches it until it is nothing. And River starts coughing and says, "See, you were able to finish it just in time, too." And she says, "No, I didn't finish it. My son did." And she pulls you over, and she says, "Oh, it's your son. That's great. My daughter is around here somewhere."
Okay, I got the water. Oh, Mama, you're okay.
She's her eyes are still tired and still sunken. Like she
just drink this.
She looks at the bucket.
Bowl, like a bowl like this.
Okay, you there is a pitcher that you know, so maybe a little easier for her to drink out of.
I introduced you to Asher before, although I might have forgot. I mean, we didn't really know his mother was alive then, but you said she was. Well, we found her.
And she has been around you long enough to know what you're saying, even if you have scattered thoughts. So she just says, "Yes, I see that you found her, and I'm glad, just in time." She looks at the bucket that you brought up, and she's like, "No, dear, I think that'd be enough."
I was told to get you water, but I was not told to mention, so I got the biggest thing in the kitchen.
I see that.
I could barely carry it. Poppy helped.
And she, like, looks around at all of you and is, like, looking to see which one of
Poppy
you are
jumps up.
Poppy.
Poppy jumps up on top of her and starts making purring noises.
Why does this look familiar?
Fathers, we discussed this before. You must have forgotten, because you were ill. I point to the summoner horn.
Oh, right. How did you get that? You failed.
Oh.
You forgot a lot of things, didn't you, Mother?
I have been ill the last while.
Okay.
I don't know how long I've been...
Well, I guess just sum it up. Reese is Titan, and I met the Grand Maester, and he made me a summoner, and then he was murdered the next day. But we didn't do it, but they think that we did it, and now we're trying to find out who really did it. But it's okay, because Marquise is famous, and a detective or something. He's got books, I gave them to you. They're sitting right where I left them.
She looks at Juniper, and Juniper's like... I don't know.
They're fantastic. I feel bad that I didn't get accepted for Asher's mother, although we didn't know we'd find her out here.
She just kind of pats your head in a loving way and says, "That's great, dear."
I also have the Titan summon, but every time I try to summon Reese, I don't. I summon a person.
It's a 50-50 shot on whether or not they kill us.
The last one did almost kill Marquise. She had green hair and a dragon friend.
And she just looks confused by everything, but then she in the most simplest way that she can manage, to understand what you're going through, because obviously this is not her realm of experience, but she's traveled with your father and known him long enough to catch some of the things that he may have spoken about summoning. She says, "You know, your father was a nervous summoner at first, too. He would summon these awful images of Titan where he had this one tiny little hand.
Okay, that's
and he walked with a limp."
Mother, that's not what's happening. I'm summoning people.
I understand that.
Actual full-body ghosts.
And that's very strange, but you said that you were trying to summon Titan.
Well, yes, but it's not Titan, because these ghosts talk to me. One asked how much violence I wanted to cause, and I made the mistake of saying maximum violence.
She takes your hand, or your face in her
and
hand.
She dropped a meteor on my friends.
And she like, shh. What I'm saying, dear, is, are you nervous about seeing Reese again?
I'm always nervous.
I know that, dear. But are you nervous about seeing Reese again as Titan?
Maybe a little, although he would look cute and angry.
But are you nervous or are you apprehensive because he's Titan now?
Yeah, maybe a little.
I think that might be the reason that you haven't been able to summon him.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me? Is
Can't
this all
prove-
just performance anxiety?
Can't prove anything. I can summon Poppy. She's all I need.
Your father had never seen Titan before and didn't really know how to summon him, and so
Oh, I've seen Titan. We killed him.
what I'm trying to say before you confuse me any further is that maybe you summoning these people, they sound like, well, describe them to me.
Had red green hair. She was very pretty. And a dragon that caused violence. And one was wearing a dress with pink bows.
I don't know about the second one, but the third one sounds like a warrior of light from the past.
She healed all my friends. She didn't hurt us. Sometimes it's okay, Marquise.
I was talking about the green-haired girl.
Oh, damn.
But
I learned that word from Becky.
what I'm trying to say is that maybe you're trying to latch on to these legends, these visions of these legends, as a way to cope with not trying to see Reese again.
Reese probably would try to kill Marquise. Maybe. Okay, I'll try harder next time.
Try harder. Just calm yourself before you summon.
I haven't been calm since I left home.
Oh, you know what? I might be able to help with that.
I don't want any more of your liquor drink. He got me drunk.
I could tone it back a bit.
Maybe you need to have a drink, a good stiff drink beforehand.
He tried to set into get poopy. Get fine, get me drunk. Fuck me up, Marquise.
Oh man. Title of the episode. Fuck me up, Marquise. Is that at least the title of your notes this time around?
Yes.
But yeah. So she says, just calm down.
Duck. Yeah, corrected it to duck.
Duck me up, Marquise.
Duck me up.
Well, what are all of you doing here again? Besides helping me, of course. I appreciate that,
Kill
but why
Garuda
are...
and then realive her.
Wow, you've really jumped into that whole, like, we just need to go kill things.
I don't know how else to uncorrupt an Aeon besides killing it. I also don't know who we're going to sacrifice into the Aeonic crystal to make a new Aeon. I'm stressed about all of this. Maybe you should.
I don't even know. It's been a long half of a week.
I don't know which one of you I'm going to sacrifice to be Garuda, but I'll figure it out when we get there.
Are we actually positive that...
It's the only way I know how to do it, Marquise.
Well,
Teach me how to do it a different way.
I'm not a summoner, and I get that you're maybe not yet still, but there has to be something that
I
we
became a summoner in a very weird way, so I really don't know either.
Well, sometimes trial by fire is kind of the only option you
I
have.
like when Becky set her tent on fire.
No, not like that. Like, this is more metaphorical.
Milos just nods.
Oh, Mother, do you have a tent we can borrow?
Unfairly for that one time.
I...
It was a fun fire tornado.
Oh, also, I found this really pretty decorative doorknob. I thought maybe you could use it in the doors in the house.
She looks at it, it's like old and rusted, and she's like, you keep it, dear.
But it's got character. I mean, there's like filigree on here. It's really hard to see because it's kind of worn.
You keep it, dear. You found it. Maybe you build your own house one day and use it.
I want to live here forever.
That was great.
Her eyes just get wide and she looks at all of you like, please take her away.
Oh, that was good.
Because when I went to the city, I was traumatized.
Well, maybe you'll find somewhere else a little less traumatizing, a little more appropriate.
Milos' home sounds fun.
I would love to show you around the oasis. It's nice and warm.
Warm sounds fun. I already know where you're from. I don't like it. The city is awful.
I think he
It's an
was
awful place. They stole my things. Everyone was mean.
Stop.
We got arrested twice. I was there for 2 days.
It's more of a you problem specifically, but
I was in the city for 2 days, and we didn't even find a bear to fight.
it's not that kind of place.
It definitely is not. Anyway, so River just looks like really tired and is like, I think I'm going to lay down and rest for a little while longer. You're all free to stay if you would like.
I need to go to Garuda.
We need to go to the Cave Wood.
Yeah.
It's a couple days' journey from here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still rather early. If you start now, you could get about halfway.
Yeah, we should probably hit the road as soon as possible. No offense, Mrs. Ears, but yeah, we got a time crunch. Hey, guess what? Maybe if we stop Garuda from being corrupted, maybe we won't have to sacrifice.
I like that idea.
I know.
We should bring someone along
World
just in case.
destroying idea.
Well, Asher's mom is coming with us, but we shouldn't sacrifice her. Maybe we can find a peasant.
See, you're really.
I read.
Discuss this.
That's what I read in the book once. That they always it's always the peasants that get the bad shit.
What? What?
Mind your language, dear.
I learned that from Dim.
Fuck yeah.
These people are bad influences. Marquise is the worst. He took me to a sex club.
I did not take you there.
They led us there. They showed us the way. It was called the Cubby Hole. Have you heard of it?
No, I can't say I have.
We spent the night there. We spent 2 nights there. Our bed spun.
You enjoyed it more than me.
The bed was spinning.
And Juniper looks at you and is like, cubby hole?
Honestly,
you
Asher's
didn't
the
go with
one
your
that-
friend Alexander, did you?
Oh, we met him there. He was so nice.
He would be there.
Asher's the one who...
Listen,
Actually,
dear, I knew.
Asher's the one who recommended it. Asher.
There was full of the place, but I've never been.
Honestly, they were very kind.
You can't just take a peasant or whatever and just sacrifice them.
Okay,
It's not-
well, Reese jumped into the last crystal, and he
Yeah,
was a summoner,
he
so
did
maybe
that.
I'll jump into this one.
How the hell are you supposed to summon yourself?
Figure it out. You told me that sometimes these things are trial by fire, but metaphorically.
That is not what that means. How did you come to that conclusion? Does anyone know how someone could possibly come to such conclusions?
You stabbed her with a gold needle.
Becky.
And so that will work.
That was an experiment.
Yeah, isn't that the same thing?
Yeah,
I was not sacrificing myself.
but
Sacrifice.
It was probably already dead if I didn't save it.
But it kept it as a statue.
Found a way to
so
wheel
much.
him around. Listen, I've got my dolly with the statue on it. I need to wheel it into battle.
Maybe if we get there in time, Garuda won't be
Squeaky
corrupted
wheels.
enough where we'll have to kill her, and we can just suck the corruption out like a spider bite or something.
Look, I'm trying to study this corruption more, and also with
So
with
is
what?
Juniper. You guys should work together.
well,
If you need
Here's
to
the
work
thing.
alone in the quiet, you can
If-
use my room.
if we can bring Garuda to a weakened state,
Uh-huh.
then I think with the materia that you developed, I witnessed you disappear. I'm not sure what you did.
I destroyed it.
Well, there you go. There's your answer. See, we weaken Garuda. She can pull it out.
But she said that she could only do that with people.
Well, we've got time for you to figure out how to do it with not people.
It'll be an experiment.
Well,
Ah, see, experiments. Yeah,
okay. Well, if the
I
experiment doesn't work,
am
Mom.
an expert
Huh?
on such
Don't
matters.
try to fuck my mom, Marquise.
Don't
Maybe all up in there and I'll try to experiment.
Don't worry, I'm
she's
not
a married
interested.
woman.
I'm not
Play by
interested in
bunny.
any of that.
I don't like bunnies.
Got more important matters.
You don't like bunnies?
What?
All right.
That's quite rude. It's 2 people in your party.
Sexiest race.
I think. See, this is you just misunderstanding all the words that are coming at you.
Dear, I think instead of arguing, you should probably go before it gets too late.
You can argue on the road.
Yes.
Do you have a tent?
I do not have a tent.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
unfortunate.
I sold ours a long time ago because we stopped traveling.
We'll just sleep under the stars. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
I'll be
Yeah, last time I saw stars was a comet coming in.
That's what you say, trial by fire?
Comets are not fire.
We're experimenting this week. We have to
Trial by explosion.
I suppose there's an explosion there.
You survived, and that would be a really good story. The mystery writer who writes all of your books, I'm gonna put in an anonymous tip of your latest heroic action.
Almost dying.
I'm really looking forward to the 6th installment.
Why did I have to come along?
But yeah, she says, do you know where our provisions are? You can take them if you all need some. Which, by that, she means, yes, they have some dried breads and stuff, but she also has meat.
I go down and gather, and I see the meat, and I, like, go back over to the bread and dried fruits, and that's all I gather.
I feed my children.
Oh, yes! I take a little bit of meat for the pets.
Just the pet.
Just the
Who's
pets.
the pets?
Not Milos, not anybody else.
No, everybody else likes bread and fruit and grains, right?
And nuts.
And nuts. Berries? And cream?
There's no cream. Cream does not save.
No meat.
Butter.
If I'm the one gathering it, I don't grab any more.
Alright, well, you guys get to be vegetarians for the foreseeable future.
Maybe hunt or something else.
You certainly could. So you guys set out on the road, and River wishes you a farewell, and everybody else. And that is where we will end this episode. We'll pick up on the road next episode.
On the road again.
Oh boy.
So, again, check out our new episodes on YouTube every Friday and podcasts where you can get them every Wednesday. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Campaigns of the Plains channel. Catch new material every Friday on YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.